Larry? Larry, where are you?
Here I am, Bob.
Is it true you're running a school for alien dolphins? If my sources are correct, this would be startling news, on par with a turkey born with the head of a cat. So you're not denying the fact that you're training extraterrestrial porpoises for less than ideal purposes. I'm considered among my peers to be a genius with a headline.
I don't get it.
Oh, so it's possible their parents are dolphins. I mean, you never know.
You said we should plant the corn when the oak leaves are the size of a mouse's ear.
Bob? Yeah, Pa? It's the network. Did they like Junior's song? They want to know when we're going to show the film. Tell them just as soon as we can. I already told them that. They say we have 5 minutes to start the film, or else. Or else what? They go to Bonanza. They wouldn't!
There's a good one starting next week. It's called Elbows, and it's about these giant elbows who take over the universe and start to crack all the planets open, like nutcrackers, to get the juice out.
I think I'll stay in bed next week.
Uh-oh, it's Moyer the Destroyer!
Hold on a second. Look what I found.
What?
The Star of Christmas.
But...
It was in my sock drawer all along. I must have set out the wrong box.
If that's the star, what did we take?
It was our other famous relic, the Turtle of Damascus. Not nearly as valuable. Most experts say it's a hoax.
Told you it looked like a turtle.
All things considered, I'd say things worked out pretty well.
I'd like to talk to you boys about your next production. Beg pardon, were you asking about the Star of Christmas? Yeah? Yes, indeed. The Star of Christmas of Canterbury, one of the finest existing examples of 6th century metalwork, given by St. Gregory the Great to the monks at Canterbury, August 14, 592. This astonishing gold and silver 5-point star later decorated the courts of King Edward the Confessor, William the Conqueror, and James the Lethargic before coming to rest at the church you see behind you in 1638. Why do you ask? Well, it's nothing, really. They're just going to use it in a Christmas pageant. Good heavens! Are you certain? Yeah? That's astonishing! The star hasn't been publicly displayed since February 12, 1803, due to the perceived security risks from the reigns of King Charles the Greedy and Cedric the I'll-eat-anything star-shaped. That's big news! Who are you again? Arthur Hollingshead, reporter for the London Post-Gazette. Young man, you've given me a fine story. Here's twopence for your trouble. Stop the presses! I've got a dandy! London needs to know about that pageant! Well, I'm sure a big paper like the Post-Gazette is too busy for a story about a little Christmas pageant.
Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown. At this time of the year, I think we should put aside all our differences and try to be kind.
Why does it have to be for just this time of the year? Can't it be all year round?
What are you, some kind of fanatic or something? I feel different this year. Somehow I feel that I have more of the real spirit of Christmas this year than ever before.
Why do you suppose that is?
Because I said so, that's why.
Tell me the prince is coming.
If Miss Pickering is in, the prince is in.
Well, if the prince is in, I think Miss Pickering is in. So you get the prince, and then I'll get Miss Pickering.
Okay, and you get the Pickering so that I can get the prince.
Right.
We did not leave you. Peas are loyal to the end.
Oh, thanks, guys. Well, on the bright side, I guess things couldn't get any worse.
How's it going, Edmund?
Pretty good, Dad. We're a little behind schedule, but if you could help out, I'm sure we could catch up.
Edmund, a Christmas pageant doesn't have to be a huge spectacle, you know. The story of Christmas is so simple, so powerful. Sometimes a simple presentation is the best way to let the message shine through.
Oh, it's gonna shine all right. I've got about 20 pounds of glitter. Do you think that's enough?
Well, I'd love to help, but I've got an errand to run. There's a family across town. They're out of work. They don't have any food for Christmas. I'm taking them some groceries.
Oh, Dad, do you have to do it now? The pageant.
Isn't as important as helping people in need, Edmund. That's what God did on Christmas. He came to us to help us and to show us how much He loved us. And she shall give birth to a son, and they shall call him Emmanuel, God with us. I want to show this family the love God showed us. Then I'll be back.
All right. But bring more glitter, okay?
Oh, by the way, the church committee met, and they decided that you could use the Star of Christmas in your pageant if you're very careful with it. Moira will put it in the cabinet by the side table for you.
Oh, thanks, Dad. This is gonna be great.
1 and 2 and... Hey, Bob, can you give me a spot over here?
What are you doing, Larry?
And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Sit-ups, Bob, and 3 and 4. And now jumping jacks. Up and down and up and down.
Well, what are you training for, Larry?
I was just thinking about how strong some of the people in the Bible are. You know, Daniel in the lion's den. David fought the big old giant. And I've decided I want to be strong, too. It just takes perseverance. That means keeping on, keeping on. See that mountain over there in the distance? I'm going to move it. I'm going to train every day until I can do it. And I'm not going to give up.
Larry, before you train anymore, do you remember why Daniel didn't get hurt in the lion's den and how David won against the giant?
Well, beats me. But they must have kept on keeping on. I bet they had a lot of perseverance. Don't you think so, Bob?
Well, sure, Larry, I'm sure they did, except that God fought those battles for them. They had a strong, persevering faith because they believed God could do it for them.
Do you mean I have a better chance of moving that mountain by asking for God's help rather than training for it myself?
Oh, something like that, Larry. Let's head to the...
Oh boy, just a second.
Huh? Now what?
What's going on?
Oh,
What is this?
Incoming!
Sorry.
All right, about to make it
Snappy.
Never
Rich
mind.
sounds.
Oh dear.
There he goes again.
Dear.
You should see his sock drawer.